Alright, welcome back. Back so soon, I know, but we're trying to get a lid on things a little bit early this time. I guess last time we ran into a lot of problems, just not being ready. Little funny, little silly issues, and we weren't the only ones. A lot of teams did, unfortunately. So we're about 2 months out, and we're here today. We're getting the Rodeo ready, and we're going to show you through that as well. This time, we're not obviously buying a new car and starting from scratch. We won't be filming any of that. We are going to do today, where we're going to go through the car and rectify some of the issues and repair it. And then, if all goes well, you shouldn't see us until we do the next video, basically seeing everyone else, seeing what they've built, seeing what they're doing, but we'll see how we go with that anyway. Now, first of all, I want to point out, we were never happy with the production last time. So we just had that much on our plates in terms of running the comp, building a truck, running a team, and we just had to organise everything in between in terms of where we were camping, you know, the people involved, filming, photography, the whole lot. So we just had a lot on our plates. We really want to get this started a little bit better for you this time, so all to the best with that. Now, the truck. So the poor old Rodeo has been sitting out the front under a tree for best part of 4 months now. I'm assuming I'm not the only one. I'm guessing a lot of the competition trucks aren't doing much at the moment. But we're going to show you where ours is and what we need to do with it. So I want to show you how it fared from the last comp, because as I said, it hasn't been seen. We haven't really looked at it. So we're sort of going to go through the car. So it did unreal. Okay, we're not going to complain with that. We obviously won the comp, tied with the other team. So the car did great there. We did have our issues that were our fault, and we're going to try and amend those today. First issue we had wasn't too much of a big one, just a bit of a pain in the neck, was a battery. So the battery we put in it was a second-hand one. It was supposed to be half alright, but when it comes to the comp weekend, it was just knackered. We had to jump start at day one. It ran all of day one without being turned off, and the same for day two. So the thing ran strong for 2 days straight. We're pretty happy with that. In terms of damage, there is a lot of cosmetic damage around the car. So look, paint's coming off. I mean, you'd expect that with house paint, but we're going to do it again anyway. Plenty of dings and scratches from all the rocks, as you imagine. And the passenger side of the car, we completely stoved in on one of the hill climb. The door doesn't open too nice anymore. We're going to get that rectified. The front diff, so this was actually our main concern the whole time. The car's got nearly 500,000 Ks on it. We had no idea what condition the diff was in. We did that quick test run, it seemed alright. The CVs looked in half decent condition. So we just, we sent it at that. It was wonderful. We had no issues, no noises, no knocks, no crunches. And we actually did the last course completely in front wheel drive because we killed the back end again. So we're pretty happy with the front end. We didn't run a bonnet the first time, obviously being summer. We wanted to try and keep it a little bit cooler. Old diesel engine was, that was going to be important. But this time we are just going to put a hole straight up through the bonnet, run it up there. The back end is where, this is where we've had our issues. So none of which are from the car. And I did point out we had a nice strong rear end and it would do well for us, and it should have. Unfortunately, we let it down. So what had actually happened is we had softened the back end up way too much. So it worked and articulated brilliantly, which is what we wanted. But unfortunately, yeah, it was just too soft. The diff was wrapping very hard. And that was basically fouling the unis and blowing it to pieces. So I've got the old uni here. So as you can see, that didn't fare too well. We're trying to Frankenstein one working uni out of the 2 shafts we had, and hopefully get a spare as well. But yeah, we're gonna have to come back to that one there. So the wrap bar, essentially what we're gonna do, we've got an old 80 series panhard. We've got 2 actually. I don't know where the other one is, but yeah, we've got 2 80 series panhards. We're basically gonna be welding a mount to the top of the diff. So it's gonna sit there, and we're gonna take another mount up underneath the back there as well, and that's essentially going to keep the top from twisting. So that should help us out there. The only other issue I can think of that we had, if you look at the back, the driver's side is definitely a lot lower. So that sort of happened halfway through the comp. I thought we bent a leaf. In fact, we didn't bend a leaf. It was actually the casting couch boys' fault. So their Hilux ran away with the handbrake, plowed into the back of us here and sort of flowered out the chassis. That's actually hit the shackle and just pushed the bush through and destroyed the bush. So we've got some bushes to do there as well. So we've got the boys here, we're about to get started. What else we got? We got some other 35s given to us. So these are they're pretty sad and sorry, as you can see. Lots of cuts and chips and whatnot. We've had someone give us a set they had sitting under the house. I mean, they're not much better, but they're probably going to hold air a little bit better than these as well. So we'll put those on at some point. And I think we've got to drain the rear, the transfer case oil. So basically, yeah, when we had to pull the shaft out of that to limp it home, we dragged it through water. That's probably full of water anyway. So outside of that, it's probably us. We'll get stuck in. We've K-swapped it, so it's going to blow a gearbox now. Now, when we blew the tail shaft, we pulled the whole shaft out of it, and we thought we were going to leave the transfer sort of exposed to water. So we decided to drain that oil and reflush that. I only poured about 200 mils of oil out of it. It's all pretty milky and nasty, so we've done that. We've rectified that. I'm about to put the half shaft back in. Kurt's down here making the mount for the wrap bar, so he's spacing that at the moment. We found some factory points under the back here that the old tub used to go to, so we're going to use those. And then he's going to weld the hat to the top of the diff, and we have sort of Frankenstein one shaft out of the two there. So we're pretty well on track. We'll get this done. So we're back for day 2, and of course we're back for day 2 because these never get done in one day as intended. But I guess we're on schedule. I mean, we did run out of time last weekend. It's clearly the following weekend. And yeah, just ran out of light, and we just sort of wrapped it up being a Sunday afternoon. Kurt came with me, come over through the week, and we finished the wrap bar, which I'm about to show you. And then we're back here for the following weekend. I'm just going to get the rest button though. If you didn't understand how we're doing it before, that's probably going to give you a better idea. So basically, 80 series panhard rod, we've welded some tabs on the back of the diff, and up the top here, we've welded a nut and an M20 bolt, and the idea of that's going to twist when the back end wants to articulate. So, cheaper way to do it, obviously trying to keep the budget down on the car. I've got to tie that up where it's been welded and whatnot, and just put some anti-seize on that top nut. We did get our other 35s, so in the back of the Navara down there, so I'm going to swap those over. And one of the rear discs seems to have some sort of noise in it, so I'll check that out quickly as well. We do want to try and get some Forbian done today, so I want to take it out and do some quick testing, because I think that's where we fell on our face last time. So I'm going to jump into this, get it knocked out, and hopefully we'll see you on the tracks. doing too many takes. Welcome back. Now, obviously that's a wrap for the day. So a nice short one. I am going to do my best not to drag you through too many half-hour, hour-long videos. But that's pretty much done us for the day. So I just want to point out the point system on the truck. So as I did at the end of the last video, we sort of explained where the point system was and where the money sort of went. So obviously as before, the car's $500. Now the wheels we initially bought last time, so we paid $200 for them. We definitely overpaid on those things because they're knackered. We got these ones given to us, but we're not calling them a freebie. We have to give them a market value. So we're going to call those things 200, 250. And then of course we've got the snorkel, which was, I don't know, 10, 12 bucks, a couple of bits of PVC. And outside of that, we had the 80 series panhard rod that we chopped up. So that's probably a $20 or $30 bar. So all in all, we're under $800, which leaves our car as an 8-point car, as it was the first time, and we're pretty wrapped with that. So an actual page now, not just an event. So please head over and give that a look. That's got all the current stuff going on, as well as, you know, some of the footage and photos from last event, which is not a bad, you know, pretty interesting to dig through. And of course, there's a GoFundMe page on there. So I've mentioned it before, we are completely a non-profit event, okay? So it's all for charity, it's all going for a good cause, and we're gonna put on a bit of show for you, and we hope to raise some money for all the right reasons. So please dig deep and, you know, give us anything you can. I picked up a few sponsors for this event. So I just wanna give special thanks to Alex at Auto Access, Bo at Revolution Pest Control, Anthony at Madhouse Fab, and of course, Nunny at Nunny's Concreting. So absolute legends. Thanks for throwing your hat in the ring with this one. And hope to do some advertising for you as well. But that's enough for me. We'll see you next one.